Welcome to the Wednesday Warrior wrap-up. Thank you for being here, and it is the post-Comic-Con news segment, so we have a lot to talk about. Quite a few Hasbro things, a couple other things scattered here and there that I thought were the coolest things that I saw and wanted to cover this week. Also pre-orders, and like always, whatever is available for pre-order will be in the description down below. There'll be all the links and stuff like that. And first up, of course, we have to start with my bread and butter. It is that of Transformers, and there were quite a few things revealed. I know a lot of forums have been talking about them. I like to usually talk about the items in my Wednesday Wear that are available now, or like it's the first time we're hearing about them and stuff like that, and there was just so much. So I'm going to talk about them. I'm sure you've seen them. If not, there is plenty of places to check out the images. I might post some to social media. It depends if I have the time. But first up, we have two items that went in for pre-order. That of the revealed was it the Grave Robber, I think it is, Monster Jam Collector Edition truck. We saw, two other ones in the past that were more kid-oriented. This one is the more collector-based one. It transforms into the, I think it's the Grim Reaper, is what they're calling, or something like that, or Grave, something, Grim Grave, or I feel bad, I don't know the name off the top of my head. It's a really cool collab. It's definitely something cool to put next to your Hot Wheels and your other crossover figures like the Scooby-Doo one that's coming out. And then the other item was the much anticipated, because when we saw the Predacon one, we knew they were probably going to do a Maximal one. They did the Maximal one. And so this is for the 30th anniversary, I believe it is, of Beast Wars, just like the Predacon one was. So you get everyone from the series right here ready to go from the Maximal side to go against your Predacons. I know there's a couple other characters I think that have not been made yet, so they weren't in these packs, but I'm sure we'll get them sooner or later. I think there's like, one or two characters and stuff like that. But I'm really looking forward to this. The pack is about 220, I think. So when you break it down, there's a bit of savings there because these are the better paint app versions, like the ones that came out in Takara. Same with the Predacon pack. So you're definitely getting, a pretty good value, because I think you get like 3 Voyagers, a couple Deluxes, and a core class with Rat Trap. So when you add it all up, I think it's pretty fair. It's a big price in the beginning, but really cool. And then the other one I believe was 47 or 50, between 40 and 50. I can't remember the exact number for the Monster Jam Gravedigger one. But like I said, there were lots of cool things revealed. They revealed 2 of the 4 limbs for Nexus Prime that we knew were coming sooner or later, because Nate said we are going to do them. They did confirm again that as of now they don't have a skeleton frame planned, so I would definitely suggest getting a Silver Bolt at some point. I know that he's been going on sale off and on, so if you want to have Nexus by himself, that's kind of the way to go. Hopefully someone like Toy Hacks and DNA Upgrade will do something to kind of make that form look more color pattern to the other one, so you don't have to go through and paint yourself. But there's always that option. And then we got to look at, I believe, another G2 Minosaur with the Wild Rider, I think it was, the yellow Stunticon. So that's going to be coming out. That and Alpha Bravo, which we knew when we got Vortex, there was a good chance we were going to get this one, and I'm very excited that we got it. And then we got our first confirmation from Nate of the first of the G1 Studio Series ones, with that of Red Alert. It is very accurate to the animation model. It's really cool looking. Cannot wait till we get more official images and stuff like that, and stuff to show off more in the future. But it is definitely really cool looking, and they did say that Studio Series is now an open-end thing for any kind of media. Nothing is going away. They're still going to do a lot of Bayverse. They're still going to do a lot of 86 as it winds down, because they've done most of the characters. They're going into G1 and other continuities. There's going to be comic books. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. They're making it work where everyone will still get toys. Same with the gamer stuff. The gamer stuff will be coming out in the future. It's just they're trying to plan, and that we won't really see a lot of this change till 2028, I think they said. So through 2027, Studio Series will still be a lot of Bayverse and whatever's left from 86. And then there's going to be a couple of G1 Studio Series. They're not calling it 84, they're calling it G1. And then it will kind of go. And then they're using the Generations line to do more crazy, like toy-only characters or other things. I think this is an amazing change for the brand, and I'm very excited to see what happens going forward, because we're going to get lots of cool stuff. It is going to be a second boom of a golden age when it comes to Transformers after the last one we had where we got Studio Series 86 and everything. They're just keep going, so really cool stuff. And when it comes to Star Wars stuff that went up for pre-order this week that was revealed at Comic-Con, we got quite a few awesome things. So first up is an electronic helmet of one of the I just call them zombie troopers. I don't know the actual name of the character or these, but it's really cool looking. And then we also got a look at a bunch of vintage collection figures with that of Rod of the Hutt, who is also getting a Black Series figure if you want to get it in any scale. Really cool. Interesting to see this new size and price point and see what they can do with it. It's really cool. And then we also got some Geonosian characters with Anakin, Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Padme in the Geonosian Arena outfit. We also got a Super Battle Droid that is similar to the one in the multi-pack, but this one is just a standard one. That one comes with the extra arm to be the heavy Super Battle Droid. And then a Commander Battle Droid in Geonosian brown colors. So really cool. Lots of vintage collection there that went up for pre-order. Then from Black Series, we got a lot of Maul Shadow Lord with a couple Clone Wars references to characters that technically were part of Maul's, past. With that of, I think it's, I'm going to try to say this right, Gar Saxon. I can never say his name right, but he was the leader of the Super Commandos in the last season of the Clone Wars. And then the Mother Tarva, I'm not going to be able to say her name right. I feel bad. I just knew her as the Night Mother leader of that clan of witches. So those two are kind of like the Clone Wars ones, and then the rest were Maul, and I feel bad I'm still catching up in the series, so some of these figures are a bit of a spoiler for me. I know I should finish watching it, but we're getting one of Maul's Darth brother, like, helpers. We're going to get a Super Commando Mandalorian who's named, who looks really cool in all black. We're going to get, I think it's Margaret? I can never say his name, but he was in Ahsoka, that Inquisitor. And then I think we got... Is that it? Just those ones? I think that was it for Black Series, and then the Rod of the Hutt. But yeah, lots of amazing toys that are available for pre-order right now if you're a fan of the Maul and the Clone Wars story or the Geonosian battle. And there's all kinds of stuff for, role play. I think there was also a thermo detonator that was showing off. There's a standard version that's going to be the one that was used in Return of the Jedi by Leia, and then there's going to be one that comes with the deluxe version of the game that's coming out that's like a tactical game, which is kind of more Clone Wars era. But yeah, lots of awesome stuff. Let me know in the comments down below what of all the Star Wars stuff you're excited about. And Marvel had quite a bit to show off and quite a bit to go up for pre-order. So things that already went up for pre-order is that of the Avengers Doomsday figures. The standard figures all went up for pre-order, with that of Doctor Doom, Shang-Chi, Sam Wilson Captain America, Cyclops, Gambit, and Magneto was an Amazon exclusive that's available right now. There's also going to be a Fantastic Four single pack thing, a 2-pack with Mr. Fantastic and the robot, and then there's going to be a Sue that's a completely invisible version, and Johnny Half Flame Dawn. Those aren't available yet, but they will be going up soon. Same with the Magic the Gathering Doctor Doom 2099, Twilight Captain America, I think is what it was, or some kind of specific version of Captain America, Evil Sue, which I feel bad I forget her name, and then a new awesome looking Black Panther that I'm very excited about. Those are the Magic the Gathering 4. They're going to be going up throughout August, I believe. Black Panther is an Amazon exclusive. The other 3 I think are general and fan channel. So Pulse, BBTS, Entertainment Earth. We also got to look at a wave of figures that we don't know if they're going to be the mini comic wave, a Build-A-Figure wave, or what, but it came with another Marvel Extended Universe, what I'm going to call it, like Crystar, like Warbow, like Rom Space Knight. We are now getting our first of the Micronauts team, and yes, they did say the first. They want to complete the whole team of Micronauts, and I am all for that. We are getting, I'm pulling a link on the name, processing, one moment. Micronauts Acroyer, I think is the name. I could be wrong. Hopefully I don't get my Micronauts card taken from me, but this is really cool. So this is gonna be the Marvel Comic Universe ones. So kind of different than the Micronauts that have been coming out with Super 7 or in Japan with the T-Sparks. So we're getting 3 different ways to collect Micronauts in any version you want, which is really cool as a Micronaut fan. There's also going to be, a Captain America variant in that wave where he's got like the flag wrapped around him and the shield. He's got scars. I feel bad that I don't remember what version of Captain America that is, but it's another Captain America, which is awesome. And quite a few other figures in that assortment. We're getting a new Maximum Series Symbiote Spider-Man, which looks really cool. But yeah, there's just so much available between the movie stuff and the comic stuff. Everyone is eating good in the fandom of Marvel, and I really appreciate that. And now we head into G.I.Joe news, and we got quite a few items up for pre-order. First up is the Amazon exclusive. It was also on Pulse, but it's sold out there, but it's still available as of recording on Amazon, with that of the Crimson Snake armor, which looks awesome. Really cool in red. I cannot wait. I hope we get the blue one next. It is about $80, I think, which is what the original one I think cost, so it's nice to see that it's still in that same price point. We also got the Marauders 2-pack of Mutt and Junkyard, and I think it's Footloose. Hopefully I got the Joe's name right. Then we got 3 retro figures that went up for pre-order, with that of Falcon and a really cool retro look of the packaging and the design. I like this one the most now out of all the Falcons we've gotten. We also got the final of the original 13 with that of, I believe, Flash, or hopefully I said his name right. Is it Flash? He's one of the laser troopers. And then finally, a release of the Troop Builder Valkyrie in a standard Cobra blue color. Really cool, so you can throw these in with your other Valkyries and your other Cobra troopers to build up your Cobra forces. Really appreciate when they do something like that. Hopefully we'll get to see a retro Cobra officer soon, because I think we haven't gotten one of those yet. We've gotten the Cobra trooper, now we've gotten the Valkyrie, so it'd be cool to get a retro carded Cobra officer just to fill out the officer ranks. And then we also got... What else did we get? We got the retros, we got the Mutt and Junkyard. Was that it? I think that was it that went up for pre-order. We also got confirmed that the Thunder Machine will be going live sometime between now and next year. I believe they said that it will be available for pre-order. They are making it, which is really awesome to finish some more of the Dreadnoks vehicles. Hopefully we get some motorcycles soon. That'd be really cool. There was some talk about other things. They showed off the Arctic Trooper 3-pack. It is a 3-pack, so if you want a troop build, it's going to be a little tricky if you're like, I only wanted 1 of these and 2 of these or 3 of these. So you'll definitely have to go in on it with your friends to get the right amount. Maybe someone just wants the, the Saw Viper, maybe someone just wants the Steel Core one. You can figure it out to kind of get yours set up. But at the same time, you could just troop build it. I just wish that, the Steel Core was, in its own pack, so you could kind of use those, because I kind of want to swap some heads and make some Arctic versions of Joe's. So that will be kind of tricky having this way, but really cool still nonetheless, and I cannot wait for that. It will be going up for pre-order later on this year, I believe they said, or early next year. And just all kinds of other amazing name drops and digital renders were showing off. But yeah, lots of cool G.I. Joe stuff. I'm very excited for it. I got my pre-orders in already because they are available right now. And we talked a little bit about it before Comic-Con on the last Wednesday Warrior, where we talked about Nintendo and Hasbro worked together to do a 6-inch line of Zelda figures, and we officially have our first 3 showing off and available for purchase right now with a pre-order date, with that of Link, Princess Zelda, and Ganondorf? I feel bad I always say his name wrong, but he's a bigger figure, so he's a bit more than the other 2, but they're doing it's called the Heroes of Hyrule, I think is what it's being called, or something like that, for the Zelda line. They're doing the newest game iterations of these characters first, but they said that they have signed a deal with Nintendo to do pretty much most of the newer Nintendo Zelda games. I asked them when I was at Comic-Con if they were going to be able to do DS versions of the character and try to make them 6-inch, but kind of have that theme, or how it works, or are you allowed to do 8-bit versions and stuff like that, and how all that works, because I know the engineering and everything. And they said as of now they're kind of focusing on the newer games characters, and maybe 1 or 2 games back is kind of where they're working with Nintendo right now. So really cool. I just hope we get an Ocarina of Time, Link in his traditional green outfit. That would be really cool, because that's always what I think of when I think of Zelda. But this is a cool version too, if you want to get it. He's got his cool arm that's all kind of stony green looking. But yeah, really awesome. Excited to see this line and hope that it does really well and continues for a long time. And there wasn't a lot of Ghostbusters news. There was the exclusive that we've talked about in the past that was available, and then they announced 2 new pre-orders. One is these cool Play-Doh container little PVC figures of the Ghostbusters cartoon. I think they're calling them ectoplasm something, I don't know. And then we got a 2-pack for the anniversary of the cartoon, I think it was, or for Ghostbusters in general, with 2 other members, that the non-glow-in-the-dark version of, I think, the character that was the glow-in-the-dark version, and then the receptionist. I feel bad that I don't know their names off the top of my head, but they will be doing standard versions of them in their Ghostbusters outfit from the cartoon, which is really cool. Both these items are available for pre-order. For some reason, the Ghostbusters stuff seems really pricey. I don't know what's the reasoning behind that. I didn't get a chance to ask anyone who was working on the Ghostbusters brand while I was there, but the pack with all the little things is $90, and then I believe the 2-pack is $50 almost. So I was pretty shocked by the pricing, but I think it must be something about how they have to kind of get the molds right and stuff like that and do all this extra stuff. So it's cool. For a Ghostbuster fan, it's nice to see that there is something out there being made by Hasbro. And when it comes to NECA toy news with toys that went live this week, we have a look at the NECA Muppets Sesame Street, and DC superhero 8-inch figures. That's pretty interesting. I was shocked to see them announce that, and I think some of them are going to be available soon. So there's a Green Lantern Hal Jordan with interchangeable head to be, I think it's Jon Stewart, which is really cool. And then we have a look here at a Superman from the movie and a Batman from the TV series. And then we also have Superman in his comic kind of look. And then the thing I was most excited about that they showed off and went up for pre-order is that of the Sesame Street Oscar the Grouch. I love this. I cannot wait to put it with the rest of the Sesame Street figures. We're still waiting on Big Bert. Should be coming soon. I have not seen one in Target, even though I know it's available there. I was hoping to find one in the wild so I could have it as soon as possible, but I'm waiting for a pre-order. Hopefully it will come soon. But this Oscar looks incredible. I'm so excited that we've gotten who we've gotten so far. I hope we can see Cookie Monster soon. I know they showed us a standard Oscar the Grouch. Nope, a standard, not Super Grover, but Grover already. So we know that's coming, and then a couple other characters, but still waiting for Cookie and Elmo. Cannot wait till they come out. And then also, you know, the rest of the cast that they have yet to do, but they've already done quite a bit, so I'm very excited. And then we also got some Muppet Show and Muppet Christmas Carol. We talked about these both already before, but now they are available for purchase with that of, I always forget the name, the Monomonas, and, oh man, can't remember the name, but that is the first Muppet figures to go up for pre-order from the Muppet Show. And then when it comes to Christmas Carol, which we are going into, we are getting Kermit and his nephew in their, you know, outfits from the Christmas Carol. And when I was at Comic-Con, I got the opportunity to talk to one of the people that was working on the Muppet stuff, and I asked my question, which is there a chance we could see Muppet Treasure Island stuff in the future? And they said yes. The likelihood of Muppet Treasure Island coming out after Muppet's Christmas Carol and the standard Muppet stuff and the Sesame Street stuff, or around the time that they're still making those, is high, because they got the right to do any Muppet characters from any of the Muppet movies except for Muppets Take Manhattan. That one is a no. So we know for sure that they will not be doing any from that because of legal reasons and ownerships and stuff like that. But they can do everything else. They can do the newer Muppet movies. They can do Muppet Treasure Island, Muppet Christmas Carol, the Muppets Great Caper, the one where it's the whole theft and stuff like that, and Kermit and Miss Piggy and stuff like that. I think that's what it's called, right? The Muppets Great Caper. And then the one where Gonzo finds out he's, you know, got people that are like him. I'm pretty sure all of those are on the table as far as they said. So I'm very excited to see as much Muppet stuff as they want to put out. Same with the Disney Saturday Morning stuff. I got to see the DuckTales stuff in person. It looked incredible. I cannot wait till that stuff comes out. And I already told them, like everyone else, that we want to see as much of that stuff as possible too. So it's really awesome to see all these different things being made by NECA, and they are just killing it. And this was probably my most excited reveal during Comic-Con, in my opinion. Like, something that I was like, I was not expecting that. That's really cool. It is that of the Four Horsemen Studios is doing their Infinite Legions. We saw their D&D stuff. They worked with that D&D person that I'm pulling a blank on their name right now, Joe Magneto. They did his D&D stuff. They did the Glyos Infinite Legion one. Well, it looks like their next Infinite Legion that they are working on is that of Skeleton Warriors. I'm very excited for this toy line. I think this was originally a Playmates toy line back in the day, and now they are going to be doing it. And it is perfect for them as someone who collects their, you know, Mythic Legions, skeletons. It just makes sense to mix the skeleton with the cyborg effects of their Cosmic Legion engineering and stuff like that. And they just, from the ground up, just made them incredible looking. There's a lot of new pieces, a lot of opportunity for pop and swap with your Mythic Legions and Cosmic Legions with these figures. So even if you're not a huge Skeleton Warriors fan, which why wouldn't you be? They're so cool. Who doesn't love cyborg skeletons? There's reason to buy them to use with your other figures. I am, for one, very excited for this. There's, I think, 3 or 4 characters they've already revealed, but they are going to try to do as many of the characters as they can. I am definitely on board for this. I think it's really awesome. And the cool part is it's not one of those things, when it comes to Four Horsemen, they're doing like 15 different things at any moment. So even though they're going to be doing this, there's probably going to be something else announced in November or October, whenever Legion's Con is, on top of this that they'll be doing, along with their regular stuff that they're doing. It's just, they're not slowing down anytime soon, and I am on board for that with all their cool stuff. I was also fortunate enough to go to their booth and pick up both of their show debut figures, with that of the Knight Templar skeleton character and the Cosmic Legion's Red Armored Warrior character. Feel bad that I don't know the names off the top of my head, but their figures just look really cool. I know there's a story behind them, but it's shiny, it's cool looking, it's something I want. and it looks awesome. So sometimes the names slip my mind. But yeah, they are both really cool. I'm very appreciative that I was able to get them. And compared to last year's exclusive, they handled it very well. They brought tons of product. They definitely hooked everyone up. I think they did an amazing job this year, and their line was a really nice experience. They got people through it really fast, so there was really never a line, which is really cool. They're hard workers, and I'm very excited for whatever projects they do next, like the Skeleton Warrior stuff. And Sneak Attack Toys, who they do, you know, you've probably seen it, they do the Bel Air stuff, or the Ball Air stuff, I hope I said that right, with that of the sneakers that are themed. I know a while back I really wanted to get their Optimus and Megatron ones, but never got around to doing it, and they came and went super fast. But their shoes do incredible, and their figures also are incredible. So we saw their Chuck E. Cheese campaign. It fully funded. It did really well. I think it got some of its stretch goals, if not most of them, done. And that is a really awesome toy. But they did announce they were going to be doing, I think it's Denver the Last Dinosaur. But during Comic-Con, they got to reveal that they got, and it was approved, I believe they said, at the event I was at, the Inspector Gadget. They got the approval to do an Inspector Gadget 1/12 scale figure, and I am over the moon for this. As someone who's always wanted an Inspector Gadget figure, this is the opportunity. I cannot wait. They are already in development, I believe. They already got that model that is showing here. I actually got to see this model in person at the event they were at. I don't know if you heard about it, but the YouTubers Unite night event at the Tavern and Bowl in San Diego. I was able to attend it. It was really awesome. There were all kinds of amazing content creators and toy makers, and they were there showing this off along with other product. There was even, I believe, the Cryptoids Battle for the Green Planet. Mad Hatter had his Flipwork figures showing. It was a lot of awesome, a lot of fun visiting with people, and seeing this figure in person and knowing it's coming is just awesome. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for this when it goes live. I don't know if it's going to be a straight into development or if it's going to be a Kickstarter, but if it is a Kickstarter, I cannot wait to cover it for the time that it is going, and I'm definitely going to back one myself. My favorite part was I got to talk to one of the people that worked on it, and they said they would really love to do a Dr. Claw, but even playing to the joke of Dr. Claw, where it's a cutout and stuff like that with like some plastic pieces, but when you turn the chair around, there's nothing there. So that you never actually have a face to Dr. Claw, but you can have an action figure kind of representation on your shelf. It might be something that's going to be one of the stretch goals if they do this as a Kickstarter. Either way, I'm all for it, and that sounds awesome and hilarious and cool. But yeah, really awesome. And another company that I really like that has come to be more and more successful is that of Big Bad Workshop, which is a part of Big Bad Toy Store. And they were at Comic-Con this year selling their exclusives, this time in-person exclusives. So I was able to pick up one of the Shadow Wogs, I think is how you say it. I always say it wrong. They laughed a little bit. They didn't laugh, but they kind of chuckled when I was trying to say it, because I was like, I'm here for the exclusive, the Monster Force Shadow Wog, and they were like, yeah, you got it pretty close. But their booth was incredible. It wasn't a big booth. It was actually in the hundreds. It's kind of smaller. Same with Blockies and YOLO Park, and I got to look at them, and they were really cool too. Just a lot of merchandise that's already available, nothing too much to reveal. But they had all kinds of great prototypes on display and painted prototypes, and it was really awesome to see everything. They're going all in with the Tick. They're going all in with the Rocketeer. They got their Monster Force figures that are really awesome, and then the NPC line. And if you're looking at the reporter figure and you're going, why does that look familiar? It's just a news reporter. But if you're a Hasbro fan, you'll know what, like, of G.I. Joe and Gem and Transformers and Inhumanoids, you'll get an idea of what that news reporter is supposed to look like, but isn't. And I'm definitely excited for that one when it comes out. But the rest of their NPC line looks incredible, and I cannot wait to support that line. They had all kinds of cool figures. My favorite thing that they brought was those G.I. Joe looking heads for like the 60s 12-inch characters with the, like, you know, actual like hair. It was really cool. I picked up one of those because I want to see if they work on my other figures. If not, I can put it on the Wog figure. But yeah, I am excited for what they are making and what they are coming out with when it comes to all the different things. You can see they kind of have everything in that little black framed area of all the different brands they're working with. All the different brands they got. They had the Cops and Robbers, I think it is, or Cops and Crooks figures. They showed off some new ones. Just all kinds of cool stuff. I cannot wait to see it all finished and shipped out to people when we all get to kind of see them in hand, because they looked amazing at their booth. Hasbro wasn't the only one who got to reveal Avengers Doomsday stuff and put it up for pre-order. S.H.Figuarts, for all you import fans out there and S.H.Figuarts fans, they are also getting in on the fun, and quite a few figures showing off at first. I thought they were just going to show off at Doom, but they got Doom, they got the Thor, and they got the Sam Wilson Captain America, all available for pre-order and ready pretty much to be being made. So that's really cool. They still have quite a few other characters to make, but it does take time with their figures, and they are really cool. But if you want to get Thor and you want to get Doom and you want to get Sam Wilson Captain America, you can pick them up right now on BBTS. I believe they're also available on Entertainment Earth, Hobbylink Japan, everywhere you get your imported S.H.Figuarts. These are really cool looking. I love the extra pieces they kind of have, like Sam with all of his flight gear and stuff like that. I don't think the Marvel version is going to have all that, but it's really cool to see, you know, everything that they are doing in the soft goods and everything like that. So really cool. They are a premium thing. I think you're looking at about $100 for Doctor Doom and a little bit more for Captain America, and I think Thor's a little bit less, maybe about the same, but yeah, really cool looking. If you want to pick them up, they are available for pre-order right now. And in comics this week we think look awesome. First up, we have The Horror of Godzilla #1, and this is kind of a telling of the story of Godzilla. There is no heroes, there is no villains, there's no survivors, there is just Godzilla. So this is going to be an awesome comic. I think it's going to be going back to the origin of Godzilla and his terror he causes across Japan. It is really awesome looking. I cannot wait for when this is in hand. It is really cool looking. Next up, we have a look at the America's Greatest Hero, I think it is. It's an old TV series. I say old, it's a classic TV series from the 70s, I believe it is, late 70s, early 80s. It is the story of America's Greatest Hero. And this comic takes place where the character is kind of going and taking care of his son or something like that. They said it was, you know, a little interesting side story that we never really saw too much in the show. I feel bad I don't know everything about the character. I just remember this being a popular show that I remember hearing stories about from family and stuff like that. So I think it's really cool that it's getting a comic adaptation with more story and everything like that for anyone who's a fan of the character. Very cool. I'm very excited for this one. And then finally, we have a look at the final comic this week. It is that of Rocket Raccoon, Rocket Rewind, I think is what it is, #1. This is the 50th anniversary of Rocket Raccoon since he was made. So this comic will be kind of a, you know, stories of Rocket Raccoon from the beginning to now, kind of compilation that is really cool miniseries, just like, you know, all the other 50th anniversary things we have, like the Marvel What Ifs or stuff in the past. So it's really cool to celebrate a character that fans like, and I think it's really popular right now and a really good time to do this right now. It kind of coincides with that of Jimothy the Raccoon, which is very popular from Washington, I believe it is. And so I think that's really cool that at the same time that he's gained popularity, Rocket Raccoon is having his 50th anniversary, so it's really cool. It'd be fun to see them do a collab. But yeah, really awesome comics this week. Like always, tell me in the comments down below which comics you thought were awesome, which comics you think I should talk about or check out or read myself, and I will catch you all next week with more comic books. And in today's Creative Corner, we have a look at a talented toy photographer and collector and customizer with that of spiralmistiktoys on Instagram, and their work is incredible. I believe they are based out of France, based on their Instagram about me with the French flag. I could be wrong, but their work is incredible. They have all kinds of amazing toy photography and all kinds of amazing, you know, kit bashes and customs. There's so much to see, even with the 4 sets of photos that I have here, because it's like, you know, just a bunch of their stuff, because there's so much amazing stuff. They have things from McFarlane Toys, 4 Horsemen. I think I saw some other stuff from like NECA, Diamond Select. They are doing all kinds of amazing toy photography, and there is some kit bashes and customs that you can kind of pick out and find, but their work is awesome. I love the moodiness of the photos, the depth of them, the areas that they're taken. It's just really cool looking. So if you want to support them like I am, you can go follow them on Instagram. Link is in the description down below. Give them the likes, give them the support, share them with other fans of toy photography, because their work is definitely inspirational and amazing. It gets you motivated to go out and do toy photography yourself, I think. and it's just really cool stuff. I am always a fan of toy photography and customizations, and just, you know, anything toy based when it comes to creativity, and it's really cool. So I will catch you all next week with more awesome news. Thank you so much for stopping by, and like I said, go support this creator if you have the time. It is definitely worth it.